I'm Ben Hoover, and this is your UPI Odd News Minute for Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. A group of amateur whale watchers off the coast of Washington's Camano Island captured video when a seal jumped onto their boat to escape a pod of killer whales. Photographer Charvet Drucker captured video of the encounter November 2nd when she and her friends spotted the pod of orcas in the Saratoga Passage. Drucker said the boat was about 300 to 400 yards away from the orcas when the watchers noticed the whales engaging in predation behavior with a seal. The group shut off the boat's engine in case the animals came closer, and just over a half hour later, the seal, which had been thrown out of the water multiple times, came even closer than expected and jumped onto the boat. The whale watchers said the orcas circled the boat in search of the seal, but gave up and left after about 15 minutes. The group eventually restarted the boat's engine and headed back toward shore, with its semi-aquatic passenger still on deck. Drucker said the seal jumped off the boat of its own accord once the vessel was close to shore. Moving on from a happy ending for a seal that was chased to a bird that became dangerously encased, an animal rescue group in Utah came to the assistance of a great horned owl that fell into a mixer and ended up partially covered in dried concrete. The Best Friends Animal Sanctuary's Wild Friends Rehabilitation Center in Kanab stepped in when the owl was found to have fallen into a concrete mixer and wound up with about 25% of its body covered in dried concrete. Bart Richwalski, the Best Friends Animal Society's Wild Friends supervisor, said the situation was unique, explaining, "We reached out to other wildlife rehabilitators, and they had never heard of an owl falling into concrete before either. After doing some research, our team quickly came up with a plan to help the owl in the least invasive way possible. The process involved giving the 2-pound owl baths for 25 minutes a day while under anesthesia to slowly remove the concrete from its body. The juvenile male owl is now recovering and was able to reach a 6-foot-high perch without assistance." The sanctuary said the owl will be kept at the facility until the spring or summer, so it can molt its old feathers and fully regain its flight abilities. The avian will then be released back into the wild near the location where it fell into the concrete mixer. For these stories and more national, international, sports, entertainment, science, and odd news from United Press International, visit UPI.com. Follow the UPI Odd News Minute on YouTube and TikTok. Leave us a comment suggesting new names for the hitchhiking seal and the concrete owl.